Hello Pisces, welcome to February 2018, almost your birthday. I just gave a big happy birthday to all the Aquarians out there. So it's coming for you. I hope you can feel that anxiousness of the sun coming back. Normally when we have the sun transiting our 12th house, we start to really go through that process of how do I want my new year to be? How do I want my life to be? Because it illuminates a lot of the stuff that is kind of lingering in our, I call it our basement, right? Our subconscious, lingering in the basement. It is time to clean up the basement. We're having Venus transit through your 12th house in Aquarius. We're having Mercury transit there as well. And it's all coming in contact with the South Node. It's about a release of everything you were and a welcome of everything that you are meant to be. And for you, your reading, what did I name it? I named it Don't Sink Backwards. Because I think you are going to have some tendencies there. Whenever we have 12th house activity, especially if there's activity pertaining to illumination of subconscious things, sometimes that can be a little bit of a tough thing to face. And it's something that we know we're going to have to work on, and we know we're going to have to put effort and emphasis there. But there is so much beauty that comes associated with cleaning out the basement, right? Because now you have room for all these many, many more amazing things. So if you do have someone that comes back and tries to, create a little toxicity in your life, you don't have to allow that, all right? Because eventually Venus will get to your sign and you're going to be like feeling so good. I think that happens in the middle of February. You're going to be feeling so good. You're going to be feeling attractive. For those of you who are dating, you're going to be like, oh man, dating is so easy. This is so fun. I'm having such a good time. And you're going to spend time making yourself more attractive, maybe even, and maybe your home as well. So there's so many great things in store for you that, let's just go ahead and get into the reading because it was such a good reading. I did want to let you know I am jumping on the comprehensive reading bandwagon, and I am offering comprehensive this month. They will certainly be free just to kind of introduce them, but you have to go to my website to get to them. So the link is down below for you to do that, and you should watch it because I go into so much more detail and I give you so much more information that you can use at your disposal, okay? So thank you guys so much. Take care and I'll see you soon. Bye. Hello Pisces. Welcome to your February reading. Thanks so much for being here. So I was shuffling and I got two cards that fell out, all right? And first one was the Knight of Wands, which being in the center of the reading really amplifies your energy. It really speaks to this vibe of I'm going to go out and get what's rightfully mine, and in a material sense. Pisces being such a ethereal, spiritual, elusive, you're always said to be one of the most complicated signs, right? Because you're so much operating on that deeper level. You're so interconnected through the subconscious and the collective energy that we're all experiencing, right? So this is kind of taking you out of that watery place and putting you in the real world a little bit. And don't take offense to that. The material world, right? We have all this activity in Capricorn. I think in the upcoming day or so, we're going to have 5 planets in Capricorn. Sun, Venus, Mercury, Saturn, and I know there's one more. And so all this Capricorn energy for all of us is really lending itself to material progress and being practical. The Knight of Wands indicating passion, indicating drive, and feeling willful, full of spirit and motivation. And so with this new burst of energy that you are meant to have, anything is really possible. So it's really important for you to begin setting intentions now. Intentions for what you want this Ace of Pentacles to be. whether it is a relationship for some of you, because this in a love context means a real love coming in. You know, it means something real, and something that you can hold and touch and feel. So prepare yourself for the blessings that are preparing to come your way. Prepare yourself by, you know, positive attitudes and optimism. You know, this is a Jupiterian card, a card of Jupiter, a card of Sagittarius. Now, you are a fellow Jupiter-ruled sign, all right? But this is taking on that more Sagittarian quality. Sagittarius being more inclined toward higher learning. And, you know, I was kind of thinking actually about Sagittarius this morning, because there's like 3 aspects to Sagittarius. And I'm talking about Sagittarius, but I'm applying it to you, okay, Pisces? Because it's the Jupiter thing. There's the Sagittarians that love to travel, that love to go, they love to explore, and it's like this never-ending life of exploration and adventure. And then there's those Sagittarians that love to explore with knowledge. They love to learn. It's about higher learning and religion and, you know, the purpose of life. And then the highest tier is one that you are most in sync with, which is like the spiritual gurus, the spiritual leaders, the ones that genuinely hold and contain the answers of the universe. And you're more in tune to that vibration just naturally by birthright. You know, that's what makes Pisces so spiritual, is you are a consolidation of all the signs preceding you. And for you, that's every single sign. So you have kind of evolved past a lot of the mundane aspects of life, and you are in search of something more meaningful. And I think this Ace of Pentacles is going to be an avenue through which you can attain something more meaningful. You know, for some of you, maybe that is children. You know, for some of you, that is a marriage. For others of you, it is career success, you know, or it is giving back to society and having a mind for creating a better world. And so I think there's opportunities that are going to be thrown at you this month that will enable you to really do that and to take hold of purpose. Okay? And we're getting the Page of Swords. Beautiful. I mean, this is a card of freedom, of liberation, a card of curiosity and learning. It's a card of communication. I see this as being a breath of fresh air and feeling light. You know, Pisces, I wouldn't call them a dark sign. You know, I wouldn't classify you in that like Scorpio, Capricorn category, right? I'd put you more on, I guess, well, rather the Sagittarius level, right? A little bit more buoyant, a little more fanciful. And this speaks to you in that way. And learning. And if you are like in communication with someone, or if you're hoping to receive communication with someone, it is very possible it will come in, but be careful of the quality of communication, because a lot of times this is like someone that's just kind of buzzing around you, buzz, 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 but there's not a lot of depth. There's not a lot of context here. And it's just kind of that like text message that just says, hey, what's up? And you're like Pisces, right? So you're like, ugh, can you give me a little bit more to work with than just that? Like, I don't operate on that small talk kind of level. Like, if you want to talk to me, then really talk to me. And so if there is someone like that in your life, especially if they're kind of being very chatty and very, I'm getting like an annoying vibe a little bit, like they're kind of just hovering around you, wanting attention from you, interested in you, asking you questions, but again, like they're not really getting to know you very well. You might need to reconsider whether or not that's someone you want to keep in your life or not, okay? Okay, Seven of Swords coming out reversed now. Just kind of popped over in my pile here. Seven of Swords reversed. Look, you're even running away from that person. Not to say that this person's bad, right? It's just more about creating substance for your life. Let's have a more substantive month, something that actually can propel us into something bigger and better. You know, we have so many planets trining right now, Chiron and Neptune in good aspects with Jupiter and Mars, like in this moment when I'm doing this reading. So, I mean, there's so much ability to create. There's a will to create. The old wounds represented by Chiron, those old wounds that have kind of been creeping up, like we are sort of conquering them. We're getting over them. We're no longer allowing those old wounds to control us or to kind of take over our lives anymore. So, you know, this is an empowering place for you to be. And it's a great time for you to stop that Neptunian self-sacrificing behavior that Pisces is notorious for. And I apologize for those of you who don't like it when I stereotype, but it is that Neptunian quality where it's like so much about the other person's happiness. But this Knight of Wands is like, nah, it's time for me. It's time for me to shine. It's time for me to feel happy and good about life and to go get what's rightfully mine, this Ace of Pentacles. And it is rightfully yours. And now we have Six of Swords popping out. Transition, movement, calm seas, you know, the swords representing all of these, you know. Interesting, I think I had this for Aquarius too, these exact same two cards, just like this, I think. You know, this is taking the lessons, the victories, the successes, the failures, the embarrassments, whatever, and taking them with you and creating that better life. Because if you hadn't had those experiences, if you hadn't had those hiccups, you probably wouldn't be as optimistic as you are. Optimistic that you'll never go back. You'll never repeat the same mistakes. You'll never have toxicity in your life, you know, because now you know how to filter. Now you know how to detect. And you're better in tune with that intuition of yours to use. Because think of what Pisces is like, you're so intuitive and you can feel so much, but you feel it so much for that other person or that other group of people, not so much for yourself. But I think this is like about you and what you notice and the little intuitive pings that you get about other people that are, you know, little red flags, warning signs, whatever. You're going to be more. I had a Pisces friend over last night and she and I were talking about just the same thing, is that, you know, now going out on a date with someone, the minute she recognizes a red flag, it's like, okay, boom, that's it. I'm done. I'm completely done. And I'm not going to entertain that anymore because now I know where those red flags lead. You know what I mean? And so there is this sense of power. Seven of Pentacles. You know, there's something dissatisfactory in your life, which you're leaving it behind. Your back is turned here and you're headed toward something more, right? You want something more substantive because whatever it is that you've been putting your time, effort, and energy into here, it's no longer serving. And this is not a stagnant place, I don't see, because it's coupled with the Knight of Wands. You're not just sitting here. You're not just festering, you know. All those things, all that time, effort, energy, money, love, whatever it was you were investing, whatever resource you had, is not paying you back enough. And so here you are taking control and saying, well, I know there's more out there and I'm just going to go get it. It's not even a tough reading, guys. It's like super, I don't know, just the word empowering is the only word that really comes to my mind. Like, let's start having fun in our lives. Three of Wands reverse. You know, this card is positive for me either way, upright or in the reversal. And I'll tell you why. It's empowering for me because, or it's positive for me because it determines, or it says that there's no blockages. that your ships can come in over smooth seas freely and openly, and prosperity is free to come in. This is a card of prosperity, you know. It is a card of rising above, you know, because what do the ships bring? You know, the merchant ships, they bring products to sell, they bring spices, they bring fabrics, they bring, you know, all sorts of raw materials. And those are the things, the ingredients that the universe provides for you to create that life, whatever life it is that you feel that you want, you know, and no blockages at all. The only thing that would be is you just have to wait a little bit. You just have to wait your turn, and you have to have faith and maintain that faith. But coming out as this Jupiterian quality, tapping into that Jupiter rulership of Pisces and being like, look, it's all going to be okay. And I know I'm on that right track. And you are. And you will be. You will continue to be on that right track. Nine of Swords. Let's pull out the second card, or the last card rather, for the 9-card spread. And I will pull out more. I talked a little bit about the comprehensive reading in the intro. Okay, so I'll be pulling out a lot more cards for the comprehensive that will be available on my site. But the monthlies will remain exactly the same as they've always been. 9 of Swords. Look. 9 of Swords towards your intuition, towards the High Priestess. It almost seems to be as though your intuition is kind of psyching you out. And you're having a hard time with trust in yourself. Okay? Even though there's no need for that. You're having a hard time with the waiting, as I said before, with the 3 of Wands, with waiting for those ships to come in. And 5 of Swords also came out, okay? So let's go ahead and talk about that. Because you do have the swords. It's not like the issues you've been dealing with are completely over. They're not completely over. They're not completely done. There's still things in your life that are still lingering. There's still tendencies and opportunities for you to fall back or to sink back into toxic patterns, toxic behaviors. And I know that you are at that place where you're done. Like you're done. Cut it off. Stop it. Stop thinking about it. You know, like you're having these little pep talks with yourself, right? I want to cut this off. I want to stop this. But yet that person tends to really be, like I said, kind of lingering. Page of Swords. Like it's like a Page of Swords, Page of Wands. Like they're around and they're present and they just don't quite seem to want to go away. I'm sensing a pesky vibe. You know, that they're just a little bit like that mosquito that just kind of, you can't quite get to that place of killing it, you know, kind of always flies away before you can get it. But it's like every once in a while you hear it kind of buzz by your ear, and it's that like, oh, fingernails down a chalkboard type of feeling. And it's stressing you out, you know, like you want to be free. You want this beautiful new beginning. You want this ability to prosper, but yet this presence for somehow is very strongly connected to you intuitively. You know, this is the only major arcana we got. So this is like the heavy hitter coming into the reading, your High Priestess, which this is a very natural energy for you. She is the gatekeeper of the veil. And right now, because there is all this material focus, you know, creating a new home for yourself, looking for a new job, looking for new financial opportunities, looking to create more security and more stability for yourself, because wherever you're at, whatever station you're at is no longer satisfactory. So you're very much like, okay, I want that Ace of Pentacles. I want to get there. How do I get there? Okay, and like, universe, please let me have it, right? Please, I'm waiting for it. And yet all the while, intuitively, there is something going on, that undercurrent, and it seems to me like there might be some secrets that you are keeping or repressing in some way that aren't really doing you any favors, because this is going to inhibit healing from whatever this stuff is. All right, she wants you to heal. She wants you to be everything that we know you are, you know. And so whatever your intuition is telling you, whatever little magical moment, whatever little magical signs you get, you know, like another friend of mine who, she's not a Pisces, but she has a lot of Pisces in her chart, you know, she's very much wanting a family and wanting children. And I was thinking about her a couple of days ago, and I was like, I wonder if, you know, because she's finally in a really amazing relationship, and she's, you know, leaving something behind, right? And I was just wondering, it wasn't even like an intuitive thing. I'm like, I'm wondering if she's starting to really notice children, you know, where everywhere she goes, there's just babies everywhere. It's like a sign from the universe that that is in her future, that that's where she's headed, that's her destiny, you know. And I kind of feel like there could be some little magical signs coming your way, Pisces, and you being very open to that because you are a very magical fairy tale kind of sign. And so you'll be more in tune and you'll recognize those things a lot more than other people. And so pay attention to the signs, pay attention to what is trying to come out for you. And I'll pull more cards for that in the comprehensive. I do want to pull one more. Okay, this one just fell out. Oh, and see, what did I tell you? It's going to come. You're going to see. You're going to be able to break free from all of this stuff. You know, you're going to be able to, I mean, if anyone's capable of breaking free, it's the Knight of Wands. And this is that aha kind of moment, like, okay, I get it. I finally can see what I need to do to really break out of this darkness. Now, this is a Uranian quality. It comes in very, very quick. It changes our mind. It changes our outlook on life. It is kind of life-changing. You know, it does change the direction of where we go. But it's still, there is still this element of choice, or at least this perception of choice. And you can choose to sink back to whatever this is. You can choose to sink back and go backwards, and if you do, you're going to hit all the hard stuff all over again. You're going to start getting the Tower, the Devil card, the Hanged Man card, all these kinds of things that are more challenging, you know. But if you sink into the freedom aspect, if you sink into the Ace of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands, you're going to have clear skies. You know, it's like these calm seas, you know, calm and effortless things coming your way, prosperity. All right, Pisces. So go ahead, and if you want to watch the comprehensive, that's free on my website. Click the link in the description box down below. I will hopefully see you there. If not, I will see you in March. Thanks so much, guys. Bye-bye.